All right, so look, the more I think about it, the more I realize that a new day is really on the way, that a shift is happening. Reality is changing. How do we know that this reality is changing on a massive scale? Well, what creates reality in the first place? From what has already been discovered in scientific fields, it is the observation of the consciousness that collapses the infinite probability waves of the universe into particles with defined states. It is the consciousness, it is the perception, it is the energized ideas that make up this reality. And if you look around, you will see a shift happening in which ideas are being energized. The ideas of capitalism are not being energized the way they used to. The ideals of racism are not being energized the way they used to. The idea of turning a blind eye to exploitation is no longer being energized. What is being energized? The idea of truth is being energized. The idea of collective consciousness is being energized. Ideas of justice, freedom, and liberation are being energized. So what do we see here? We see one reality of capitalism, of racism, of exploitation getting smaller and smaller because less and less people are energizing these ideas. But on the other end of the spectrum, we see more holistic ideas. We see more ideas that involve being seamlessly integrated with nature and the universe. We're starting to see more ideas that involve more humanity and sustainable existence on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is very important to recognize and realize, because a lot of times in our minds, we really think there's a big fight to be had. But what if there is no fight, no big revolution to be had when it's already happening? It's already going on now. The shift in consciousness is already happening. What if this battle is being won in the mental realm, in the spiritual realm? What if the only reason we still see any remnants of this system, of this matrix still in place, because there's parts of us that still believe in it on a subconscious level? What if the only reason we think that there's still a fight to be had is because we still, on some real deep subconscious level, are perceiving and energizing its existence? And what if the real last step of this revolution is to make this system irrelevant in our mind, in our spirits, hell, even in our own biology? What if by not even acknowledging its existence, we can perceive it out of existence? What if as a collective we do this? You know what I mean? If our perception and energized ideas creates reality, what if as a collective we continue to energize humanitarian ideals and energize freedom and equality and liberation and sustainable living? What if by solely focusing on that and energizing those ideals, the old reality would have no place to exist? It wouldn't have enough energy to maintain itself. And the only reality that will be left is the one that we manifested for ourselves. What if the last step of this revolution is liberating our own minds? And the only reason that this matrix, that this system still seems to be in place, we give it energy with our fear and our worry and even acknowledgement.